So I'll try to explain a few more visions maybe. I had a drugstore vision recently. It's like I go to this drugstore often. I was in the drugstore. I was looking outside because they got these great big glass windows. You can see out in the parking lot from inside the store. And I seen like Jesus all bloodied, like he had just died on the cross, looking at me through the window, wanting to talk to me or something. Oh, I was kind of busy. I'm in the store trying to buy something. Oh, I'll get to Jesus as soon as I can and get the shopping done or something. So I get outside and Jesus says, come on, I want to talk to you. And he wants to explain to me to not forget about how important like his death on the cross is, or the gospel of Jesus Christ is. So that's what he was trying to tell me. Don't forget to thank me for dying on the cross for your sins, or taking communion or something like that. When you're out, like just focusing in on the world, out shopping or something. Another kind of vision I had about that drugstore was out in the parking lot. It was like the whole sky lit up, and Jesus was like covering the whole sky as like a king or something on a throne or something. And I thought, well, that's Jesus, King of the universe. I guess he's important to think about now. If we could just like have these visions of God or something, the truth about him, you kind of focus our whole mind on him. So there's this other vision where I go to a park and I talk to two kind of Jesuses. One is the sacrifice Jesus, and one is the King of the universe Jesus. One's dressed up in like a king outfit, the other one's all bloodied like he died on the cross. And I'm talking to these two Jesuses and getting different perspectives from them. Jesus, I came to earth and I suffered and died on a cross to take mankind's sins away. This is the kind of Jesus I want you to understand I am. And then you got the King of the universe Jesus saying, I control everything. I got an awesome heaven after you die and stuff like that. The risen Jesus. So it's not just thinking about King Jesus in heaven now. It's not just thinking about suffering and dying Jesus on the earth 2,000 years ago. It's like trying to get a better revelation of Jesus Christ, the gospel of Jesus Christ. Death, burial, resurrection. Most important things to think about. Then I get this kind of vision of a group of people called Christians that all look like they just been crucified or something. And it's like I'm looking at them, and it's like God saying, these are the victorious ones. The people that obey Jesus and like get martyred and suffer on the earth for obeying Jesus are the most successful people on the planet. Jesus all bloody, dying on a cross. Make him king of the universe or something. Suffering love gets the greatest rewards in heaven. It's almost like seeing me all bloodied up after suffering on a cross and died or something. And thinking, wow, I was successful. Take up your cross. Because if you try to obey Jesus, Satan's going to try to stop you, and it can get very suffering, very martyrdom. Another thought I had was something like, I may not be martyred. I may have gone through enough suffering in life trusting in Jesus so that I don't need to be martyred. Other people may have gone through no suffering and then they get martyred. It's like if you've already suffered, you don't need to be martyred. If you haven't suffered much, maybe you do need to be martyred to get like great suffering level awards in heaven. Like I had a vision one time of me like a queen or something, sitting on a throne or something. And Jesus is coming out of this building with all these gifts or something. And he's handing them to me. And he's saying, let's celebrate this one now, Ron. He's giving me these gifts. They're like suffering love gifts or something. And I'm thinking, oh, I don't deserve that, Jesus. It's like there's this great big warehouse full of rewards or something. He's giving them to me. And he wants me to think that when I suffered to do loving things for him on the earth, and I got this great reward for it in heaven, that's celebrating our love together, the bride and the bridegroom. Here's when you did this and you suffered a lot doing it for me. You allowed me to do this through your body on earth. It's like we don't do the good things to get rewards on heaven. Jesus has to do them through us. And so if I let Jesus do some suffering, love things, preach the gospel, suffer for it or something like that, had Satan attack me because I'm doing God's will or something, he thinks that's something to celebrate in heaven forever. Rod did this with me, or let me do this through him on earth or something. If I get my head cut off, it's a great reward. If I continue to obey him, even though Satan's attacking me all the time, it's a great reward. Like Jesus said about rejoice and be glad when they persecute you. Great is your reward in heaven. So we got to think about these rewards that we get for letting Jesus do good loving things for our bodies that we can celebrate in heaven forever. My gift to Jesus, take my body and do some good through it, even though Satan attacks it or martyrs it doing it. So thinking of this, like John the Baptist getting his head cut off, great rewards in heaven. Daniel in the lion's den, great rewards in heaven. Whatever we have to go through, if people are in a wheelchair like Joan Harrison taught and she still has faith in Jesus, great rewards in heaven. Not this, if you suffer, Jesus can't be any good on earth or something.